Megan O'Leary here with Canada's finest, Mark Hominick. Mark, last time we talked to you, you had a baby on the way. How's the baby doing? What's it like being a father now?
It's been crazy. It's been a whirlwind. You know, she came two weeks after the Aldo fight, and it's yeah, you really learn that your time is not your time anymore, and there's a lot more responsibility and a lot more things that are a lot more important than your own time.
And I remember your wife being very pregnant during that Aldo fight. The decision did not go your way, but what did you take away from that fight?
You know, it's weird to get momentum after a loss, and I feel I really am getting momentum off that loss because, you know, just the way it came back, and I really proved a lot to the people in the sport, you know, where I'm at as a fighter. You know, I was a 5-1 underdog, and I was moments away from walking away with that belt. So I proved a lot, you know, that night, and I'm looking to carry that momentum going forward.
And your opponent on Saturday is the Korean Zombie. You're both WEC veterans. What have you thought of his performances in the past, especially those two fights with Leonard Garcia?
You know, he showed it, you know, what kind of warrior is in there. But I really think it's going to be a lot more like his last fight with Leonard Garcia. I think he's starting to realize that, you know, he doesn't have to come out and just brawl. I think he's going to try and use his submission skills. I think that's where, you know, his real skill set lay. But, yeah, we'll see. You know, I mean, he's a fighter, and we'll see what happens when I get my hands on him.
And how did you prepare for him? Because we know your coach, Sean Tompkins, did pass this summer. What was training camp like for you and guys like Sam Stout, who are also on your team?
Yeah, well, the one thing that with the passing of Sean is devastating for the team, but it's weird how like a tragedy brings people closer together, and it really truly has done that. We've all had to kind of step up in our own way to fill some of his leadership. You know, we have a lot of great coaching. You know, Sean was just a leader, but we have a lot of great coaching staff, which is the same. But I think the biggest thing is that we've all had to step up in our own leadership way to fill that void.
And I'm sure you'd be very proud of that. Now, before I let you go, Jose Aldo is facing Chad Mendes for the featherweight title. Chad will be challenging him for his belt. How would you break down that fight?
You know, again, it's completely like striker versus grappler there. You know, I really think you know, Aldo's got the tools to take him out. I think the thing with Mendes, he's only had 10 fights, so I think he's relatively inexperienced. And the one thing he's inexperienced is being in trouble. So I think we'll see how he reacts when he does get hurt.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark. Really looking forward to your fight on Saturday. Thank you.